Hey guys, how's it going? Back in the garage again. But we're now working on patches. I had a company reach out to me. They're like, hey Al, I think you might be able to use some of our products. And I'm like, oh, what is it? They're like, it's a radiator. So they sent me over the link. The link was AlloyWorks. And I remembered about 2 years ago, I built a nice little Pro Street Nova. Not a Pro Street, it was a 516 cubic inch big block, making 650 horsepower. It was in a Nova with 373 gears. And generally big block kind of run a little hot. So I did some reviews. I checked some of the reviews on their radiator, and they sell everything. They sell intercools and everything, but I was interested in the radiator. So I did my research, and I was looking into them, and they had pretty good reviews. So I had purchased one about 2 years ago, and I put it in my Nova. Maybe a year and a half ago, I put it in my Nova, and I would take that car to the track, and I could literally merry-go-round that car around. I couldn't get that car to run hotter than 190 degrees. So when they reached out to me, and they said, listen, we'd like for you to review it, I already knew what the product was about, because I already used it and I loved it. So they sent us a radiator. And this is how it's packaged. I remember this like it was yesterday, because I just installed that in my Nova. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this radiator, we're going to take it out of the box, and we're going to install it in this car. But what I'll do is I'll show you how it was in my Nova. And I'll show you, I made a pass with the car and everything. I could not get that car to run hot at all. I ended up selling that car to a gentleman in California, Curtis. I sold it to him, and he had called me one day, and he said, you know, Al, he's like, I can't get over how cool this car runs. He's like, I'm in 90-degree weather in traffic. He's like, I can't get this thing to run hotter than 190 degrees. It just won't get hot. So I'm pretty happy with their product, and I was really excited that they sent this to me so we can use it in patches right over here. So, you know me, I could babble forever. So what do you say we take this thing out of the box and we see how it looks in here and how it is to install it in here. Alrighty? So give me a minute, let me set the camera up and we'll get started. I'll be right back. Let's see how these go in. They usually go right in. You know what, I guess I should grab the bolts. I'll put one over here. I'll put another one over here. Oh, not that one. These usually just go right in. Well, I shouldn't say they usually just go right in. The one I put in my Nova, it went right in. I hope this goes right in. That's one. Let's see how this does. Oh, there we go. It's halfway in. It's amazing. These things go right in. They went right in with my Nova. I was very happy with it. I could speak highly of this radiator because I've used it and I've had a great experience with it. So I could say, oh, watch this won't go in. I loved it in my Nova. When AlloyWorks reached out to me, I was like, wow, you know, I'd like to get one, honestly, because I just know how good it was. I mean, look at this. This is just about finished. And how long did it take us? About 20 seconds? It's great. Well, maybe, well, it's not done yet, but. All right, this hole's off a hair. Yeah, but it still goes in. I still got it. And that on the end. Oh, let me get the right socket. Think I'd be ready, right? I mean, this is as simple. Would you look at that? That must be the 10mm one. Hold on. I'll be right back. Let's see. Yeah, they just go right in. I'm so happy with this, with their product. It's amazing. And that's it. Tighten the last two on the bottom there, and this radiator is installed. And that's it. And there goes that 10mm again. It really is true about these sockets. They just disappear. Okay, that's it. Hold on, let's go over this. And that's how easy these radiators go in. They really come in right out of the box, ready to use. Right here. I mean, there's nothing to them. And they keep your car so cool. Like I say, I put this radiator in my Nova because I know big blocks, especially in a Nova, or a Camaro or anything, big blocks generally run hot and you have a hard time keeping them cool. Not with this radiator. Not with that right there. So I'm going to show you a picture of the radiator that was in my Nova. And then I'll show you what I used to do with the Nova. That's why I needed something that was going to keep it nice and cool. So take a look at this. This is a radiator in my Nova. Here we go. Yeah, that was my Nova. That was a 72 Nova. 68 through 72, same thing. You know, even I think up to 73 and 74, they'll go right in. But I knew that that radiator went right into that car and how happy I was with that radiator. So when AlloyWorks reached out to us to say, hey, listen, review our radiator, we think you're going to like it. I knew I was going to love it. But I didn't know, I've never installed one in a Camaro. And that's how easy it installs in a Camaro. Super easy. Now let me show you the reason why I wanted to go with this radiator. I was looking for a radiator to keep the motor cool in my car because this is what I used to do with it. And I used to drive this car on the street and everything, but just give you an idea what I used to do with this car, so I had to keep this car cool. So take a look at it. Let me know what you think. Now you see why I was so happy with that radiator, because I could make a pass after pass after pass and come around and merry-go-round that thing, and it wouldn't go past 190 degrees. So it was important for me to keep this motor nice and cool, because you know they run a little quicker when they're cool as opposed to being hot. So like I say, when AlloyWorks reached out to me to review it, I was like, send it right over, because I know how good it was in my Nova. I just wasn't sure how easy it would go into a Camaro. And I have to say, 1969 Camaro, this radiator went right in. And this clears. It doesn't hit. You would think it would, but it doesn't. It clears it without a problem. So as far as this radiator, through experience, I can honestly say I'm super happy with it, and I think it's an excellent product. And that car is still running today. I only saw that car maybe about, I'm guessing, less than a year ago. And the gentleman that has it, like I say, he reached out to me. He's like, Al, he's like, I can't get over how cool this car runs in traffic in 90-degree weather, 80-degree weather, whatever it was that day. And I'm like, yeah, I know. I told him, I said, that's an AlloyWorks radiator, because he was asking me. He's like, well, not asking me, but he was just curious as to, I guess, why it was running so cool. I'm like, it's because of that radiator. And that radiator also came with, and I have it buried over here, and I should have had it out. Hold on. It also came with this. When I ordered it, you could get it with 2 fans, 1 fan. You could get it pretty much any way you want. You got a turbo. They have intercoolers and everything. They have a lot of stuff that I didn't realize that they had until I started going on their website. I think they have tubular control arms. They have a lot of different items. And I would definitely check it out. I personally would definitely check it out because I'm so happy with the radiator and how well that works and how nicely it was shipped. And I got it immediately. They sent it right out to me. So, but this is what I want to show you. This right here came with the radiator. I didn't even need it. The car ran so cool. I didn't even need it other than if it was sitting in the staging lanes and I wanted to cool down the motor, or if it was sitting in traffic and I wanted to cool down the motor. But I didn't need to. It wouldn't get past 190 degrees. It was perfect. It really, really was a great radiator. Great choice that I thought for myself. So, as far as this radiator, AlloyWorks right there, that gets 2 thumbs up from me, just through experience. And I can tell you this, like I say, because I've experienced it. It's not like I'm just throwing it in this car and driving it down the block and saying, oh, the radiator works great. I could legitimately say I love their product. I love their radiators. I don't know how the rest of their products are, but I love their radiators. So AlloyWorks, thank you very much for sending this out to us. And it's going in this car. And we'll see. This car should be up and running in a couple of months. This car should be going down the road with that radiator in it. And I think I'm going to be just as happy with it as I was with the Nova. So I just wanted to go over this review with you guys to let you know when I find something that I think is worth it, I let you guys know. And I think that this is absolutely worth it. This will be the radiator that I buy every time I install in a car because I know how easy it goes in and I know how well it works. So, that's pretty much it, If you want, take a look in the description on the bottom and you'll see a link. And you'll get some discounts in there and everything, I'm pretty sure. But take a look. It's AlloyWorks, and I'm very happy with their product. So AlloyWorks, thank you very much for sending this out to us. And, I just know it's going to work great because the other one did. And I just see how easy it goes in, and I'm super happy with it. So I just wanted to let you guys know about this AlloyWorks radiator. And I could say with a clear conscience, I don't think you'll be disappointed if you purchase this and put it in your vehicle. So, but that's pretty much it, As always, I appreciate you guys watching, and you guys take care of yourselves.